Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Travis Scott's upcoming performance in Egypt. Let's get right into it. In the last few years, we have been seeing a change happening right in front of our faces. Ever since 2020, the world has become darker, and what was once hidden is now being done in the open. For years, people have speculated about the industry's involvement with Freemasonry and the occult. These speculations have grown more and more as things only seem to become more obvious. These past 3 years have been showing the masses what's really going on, and sadly, most of the world still remains asleep. If you have been watching my channel since the very beginning, then you should know I have made it clear that the Freemasons are the ones running the show. They are the ones who created America. Things are the way they are because the Masons have built it this way. They are working towards a new world order, and sadly, I believe we have arrived in it. If you take a look around, you can see the change with your own eyes. You can spot the devil everywhere. There has been many things happening that you would think would wake up the masses. Over the last few months, we spoke about many different instances where it was clear the devil was being worshipped. Not long ago, we spoke about the Brazilian carnival that featured a man dressed up as Jesus being dragged by a man dressed up as a demon. They also had giant floats of Lucifer himself being celebrated while God was being mocked. We also recently spoke about the Satanic Temple hosting the largest satanic event ever, with hundreds of people showing up to not only worship the devil, but to perform unbaptisms. The Satanic Temple was even approved to host a satanic after-school program for kids in schools. They invited the devil into our schools, and no one did anything about it. We also saw Sam Smith literally performing a satanic ritual on stage for a crowd of thousands at this year's Grammy Awards, the very same award show where Jay-Z was mocking Christ, reenacting the Last Supper, and calling himself God. We also saw Kendrick Lamar pushing the Antichrist imagery, mocking Christ. All of this imagery was clear as day, showing the world what is unfolding right in front of us. All of what I mentioned falls short compared to what happened in Houston on November 5th, 2021. We all remember the Astral Fest event, one of the most open satanic rituals the world has ever seen. On that night, several people passed, while thousands were scarred for life. This event was all led by the obvious occultist Travis Scott. When all of this happened, I broke down the entire concert and showed that this was an obvious mass ritual offering led by Travis Scott and the Freemasons. Everything about this event pointed to it being an occult ritual. The promo flyer for the event was this image here. You can obviously tell this flyer is full of Masonic imagery. The image shows two hands with an eye on each hand, showing the one-eye symbolism. The hands seem to be hypnotizing and luring people into the portal. On the left side of the image, we can see a drawing of people entering a portal on one side and coming out the other side with horns on their heads. On the same side of the image, on the bottom left, you can see where it states, "Open your eyes to a whole new universe." On the bottom of the flyer, you can spot several pentagrams, and on the right edge of the flyer in small print, you can spot the phrase, "See you on the other side." The flyer alone was telling the world what this Astral Fest was going to be before it even happened, luring souls to the other side. When the performance began, it became obvious pretty quickly bad things were going to happen. Travis Scott was on a stage that was designed like the portal shown on the flyer. Travis was also wearing a shirt that displayed the drawing of the people entering the portal and coming out with horns. In the center of the portal on stage, the phrase, "See you on the other side," was displayed. When the performance started, things went left quickly, and witnesses reported seeing people pass out of nowhere. In the blink of an eye, chaos erupted, and things went from bad to worse. Everybody started to run in fear trying to evacuate, and people reported Travis Scott continuing the performance even after he was made aware of all the chaos. He was allegedly heard telling the crowd to keep the performance going, reminding them this is what they were there for. According to many who were there and experienced it firsthand, Travis Scott kept the concert going no matter what. All of the symbolism leading up to this event showed exactly what this event was going to be, a mass ritual offering. After all of this happened, most of the masses were outraged with Travis and felt he not only needed to be canceled, but arrested. Travis came out and gave a vague apology and didn't take any blame for anything, which made things even worse. Everyone saw right through his apology, except for his nearest fans. Travis and those who hosted the event were being sued by many families as they felt Travis and others were responsible. It's obvious all the backlash was expected, as they knew the masses would react that way. Travis would end up taking a step back until all the backlash faded, which it eventually did. After the Astral Fest event, people felt for sure Travis was done, but this isn't at all what happened. Fast forward to August 2022, Travis was back performing, and the masses had not only moved past the Astral Fest, but were convinced Travis had nothing to do with the matter. Even though he was used to conduct this obvious ritual, people felt that he was innocent. They started blaming the security at the event and not the man hosting it, disregarding the fact that he basically branded his entire event with this theme. Now in 2023, hip-hop fans have forgotten about Astral Fest and have once again fallen under Travis manipulation. A couple weeks back, it was reported that all criminal charges were dropped against Travis Scott regarding Astral Fest. He was no longer being seen liable for what happened at the event, even though he was the one running the show. I predicted this back in 2021. I said then he would not face any consequences for his actions. Shortly after all the charges were dropped, Travis would reveal to the world on July 9th via his Instagram page that he would make his official comeback in Egypt at the pyramids, hosting his Utopia event on July 28th. When I saw this, I was shocked to say the least. I already knew exactly what Travis was planning. Travis was going to Egypt to finish the Masonic ritual he started at Astral Fest at the pyramids. You almost can't believe how obvious this is. We know the Masonic puppets worship the all-seeing eye, modeled after the pyramids, so it's eye-opening to see Travis going directly to the source to perform his next rite. This is confirming he is a Masonic puppet, serving the Masonic agenda. I started researching into this Utopia event, and what I have found is truly alarming. The first thing that caught my attention was obviously the location. He is performing at the literal ancient pyramids. The next red flag was the date of the event chosen. It was chosen for a reason. July 28th marks the 630th day since the Astral World Festival. We know how big numbers are to the Masons, and this date was chosen for a dark purpose. If you flip 630, you get 036 or 36, which represents 666. I know they chose this day because of the ritual done during the Astral Fest. This is the honoring ritual, where they receive the reward for their offering. The next red flag is the name of the event, Utopia. Utopia actually has two meanings. One definition, which means a paradise, but the actual meaning comes from ancient Egypt and it means no place. Travis Scott's promo flyer for his upcoming Utopia event reveals to me he is not referring to a paradise with the Utopia name, but he is using the Latin definition, no place, instead. We can see what appears to be evidence of this on the top right corner of the flyer, where we see the phrase, Utopia is wherever you are, which obviously refers to Utopia not being a place at all. Looking at the flyer, we can spot sunset imagery, and in the occult world, this symbolizes the completion of a cycle and the end to the proceedings. After the sun set, the world is exposed to the darkness. This is two things. One, obvious occult sun worship, and two, representing the completion of a ritual. On the flyer, we can see the sun setting as the red sky darkens. This event will be the completion of his ritual done during Astral Fest 630 days ago. I'm not the only person who is pointing this out as a ritual. As Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions, the organization in charge of issuing permits for these events, is trying to prevent the Utopia event at the pyramids from happening. On Sunday, July 16th, Egyptian lawyer Amar appeared on Memory TV, an Egyptian channel, to reveal to the world that he is representing Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions in a lawsuit against Travis Scott. He states that they have tried everything in their power to stop this event from happening. He said, and I quote, "This singer has a black record. He is known to be a staunch supporter of global Freemasonry and the Afrocentric organization that opposes Egyptian identity and heritage. We have taken all the legal measures to prevent this show. In his shows, the American rapper performs the full range of satanic rites. The well-being of the Egyptian citizens is more important to us than holding such a show," and justifying it by saying that we need to invigorate tourism. Now I will play the actual clip of the show where the lawyer reveals all of this information. It is not in English, but there are English subtitles you can read along to.
المطالبة بإلغاء حفل مغني الراب الأمريكي ترافيس سكوت، ولماذا كل هذا الجدل؟
هذا المطرب له خلفية سوداء، معروف عنه إنه من أشد الداعمين لحركة الماسونية العالمية، ومنظمة الأفروسنتريك المناهضة للهوية المصرية والتراث المصري. طبعا اتخذنا كافة الإجراءات القانونية لمنع إقامة هذا الحفل، لأن هذا الحفل اتعود مغني الراب الأمريكي على أن هو يمارس في كافة الطقوس والممارسات الشيطانية. سلامة المواطنين المصريين أغلى عندنا من أن احنا نقيم حفل عشان خاطر نبرر ان احنا بننشط السياحة.
As you heard for yourself, this organization that's in charge of providing permits for this event is openly calling out Travis Scott as a Freemason. They clearly stated that they are aware of Travis Scott performing satanic rites at his performance. For those who don't know what a rite is, it means a ritual. They said Travis Scott is trying to spread the global Masonic agenda. Interestingly enough, in the video while talking about Travis Scott, they also showed Young Thug, another Freemason I have exposed. Young Thug is an open Freemason, and he admits this, so it shows this organization is truly against Masonry. The lawyer makes it clear Travis Scott and his Masonic rituals are not welcomed at the pyramids. Egypt is actually one of the few countries that banned Freemasonry because of what it represents. Egypt's President Nasser banned Freemasonry all the way back in 1964. They made it clear they don't want the Masonic agenda in their country. Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions are trying to stop the event, but Live Nation, a Masonic-owned company, is denying that the event will be cancelled. Even though it was reported that Egypt revoked the permits for the performance, Live Nation is still guaranteeing the event would happen. All the big media companies are trying to cover this up, calling it all satanic panic and denying that the event has been cancelled. This Los Angeles Times article calls the situation a case of satanic panic and doesn't even mention the Freemasons once in the article. This is a big red flag, letting you know a media company is covering things up when they avoid mentioning the Freemasons, even though they were called out by name. They also claim that the show being cancelled is all false rumors and that the event is still happening. This is a lie. Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions, who are in charge of approving permits for these type of events, is suing Travis Scott because of Travis trying to host the event even without permits. Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions actually stated, based on research and documented information about strange rituals at Travis concerts that are inconsistent with our authentic societal values and traditions, the board of directors has decided to cancel the license issued to host this type of concert that contradicts the cultural identity of the Egyptian people. So all the media outlets that are claiming this is all a lie are the ones that are actually lying. It's important to keep an eye on these media organizations, as we just caught them trying to hide the truth. There's a big chance this event might still happen. The reason being the Freemasons are the ones behind the event, and they're the ones calling the shot. And even though the Freemasons are banned in Egypt, we know the Masons have influence everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if they secretly infiltrated Egypt as well. I stand with Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions. Travis should not perform ever again, especially not at the pyramids. These are cultists who are playing with the fate of the world. They are starting something that won't end well. Even if they don't manage to get this show cancelled, I see this as a victory for our movement. Every one of us should be happy for this. We are finally seeing some change. We must not let this story be hidden or changed like they're trying to do with their media. We need to spread this information all across the internet so more people know the truth. Share this video with your loved ones and tell them to do the same. Let's do our part in stopping this. Travis Scott is trying to finish what he started at Astral Fest. We must not let Travis Scott achieve this. We must let him know we haven't forgotten about what happened. Let's remind them that we are no longer going to be used as offerings. Travis Scott has made it clear he's a Masonic puppet pushing the Masonic agenda. He has shown through his music and actions that he sold his soul and is guiding his fans to a burning end. He literally shows himself guiding his fans to the flames in his video for Stop Trying to Be God. He shows himself baptizing his followers as he misguides them. Travis shows himself riding the beast, and he also shows himself depicted as a fallen angel. Time and time again, we can also see him doing the one-eye symbolism. All of this evidence is right in front of us. Don't fall for Travis. Don't get hypnotized. It's not at all surprising that Travis Scott just dropped a new single called Lollipop with two Masonic puppets we have already exposed before, The Weeknd and Bad Bunny. For those that think there's no hope, this isn't true. When you believe in God, there's always hope because we already won. I already know we win at the end. No matter what, Satan loses. I'm just trying to make sure my people don't lose with him. Let's pray that Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions achieves their goal of stopping Travis and the show doesn't happen, so whatever he is planning on the 28th doesn't happen. Well, like I always say, we must remember that every day we wake up, our souls are at stake, and we also must remember to help those who can't see the truth find the truth. That's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.